G'day, David Howell here from Kokoda Historical. Well, I thought I'd do a video about what to pack on the Kokoda track and what to wear. So we're going to do 3 little videos, and it's been a while since I've done one, and obviously equipment and the way in which we perceive things now has certainly changed in the 20 years that I've been trekking Kokoda. So the very first video we're going to start with today is a day pack. So for those of you who have a porter, this is what you would have as a minimum carried on your person. And it's very important that it's very topical at the moment that porters have restrictions on the weight that they can carry. And also you as an individual who hires a personal porter should also be conscious of the weight that you're carrying. I see it all the time where people come to Papua New Guinea and they have a day pack which is almost as big as what my entire pack is. Now I've got something to declare. Last year was the first year in all those years that I started using a porter, only because I'm getting older and it's getting harder on the knees, but I figured I've done my time. So therefore I've just started putting my gear together for the 2026 season on the basis that I've got a personal porter. Now, little disclaimer, there's a few brand names in the things that I've purchased. I don't have any affiliation with these brands, only that I use and recommend them because I like them and they've done well over the years for me, but I don't get any kickbacks, I don't get any promos or anything from them. If they're out there and they're listening and they want to give them to me, sure, but this is just something that I've put together based on my own personal taste, and it doesn't have to be the same for everybody, but it gives you an idea. So off we go. So again, less is best. Now remember, every litre of water that you carry is a kilogram, and some people use different systems. They might have a camelback style or a water bladder style, and that's fine. I don't personally use it, but either way, you should really prepare for a minimum of being able to carry 2 litres, which when full, of course, is 2 kilograms, to 3 litres at maximum. There are a couple of places along the Kokoda track where we can't get water as readily as other places. For example, the mighty Maguli Range, where there's quite a bit of walking up and over a huge range where there isn't really any water to get on that range, and we tell you before you start off that you should bomb up with as much water as you can. So we'll start with the day pack that I've bought. So I've bought this quite a thin sort of water resistant day pack from Alton Goods. They're an Australian manufacturer in Queensland, and a few of the items that I have here is from Alton, ALTON, very easy to find on Facebook. I really like this. It's light, and you can actually just roll it up if you needed to carry it or put it away. It doesn't weigh anything. It's got that waterproof function, and on the front of it, it's got a couple of pockets. One's a zip pocket. One is like just a flexible pocket there if you need to put some stuff that you want to get at hand. So when packing your day pack during the day, you want to put everything in it that is not in your big pack, because there's nothing worse than saying your porter having to stop and pulling everything out at a lunch stop because you left your fork or your cup or something in the bottom. So with that in mind, this is when you wake up in the morning and you start your day, you want to decant anything out of your big pack and put into your small pack. So what sort of things am I going to take in my day pack? So I mentioned before water. So I have bought these 2 1 litre flasks. They're kind of what a lot of guys in the army, I guess, use now, but they're just 1 litre. They're not very expensive. I think they're about $11. You can buy them from Platypus Outdoors online, Platattack. Shout out to them. You can go online and buy them. They're not very expensive. They don't weigh anything as a container. They're not metal or anything like that. They're pretty durable. And the good thing is if you're purifying water, obviously you can start off with full bottles, and of course as you use one, you drop your tablet into one and allow the 25 or 30 minutes, whatever it says on the packet, to run a system whereby you're always purifying, and then you've got one ready to go. We tell you along the way where to get water from. Now the same could go if you've got a camelback. You've got a camelback system whereby you're putting water into a bottle, sterilizing and then decanting that into the camelback and running that system. But again, to reiterate, I recommend 2 to 3 litres maximum of capacity to carry water. And as I said, I only carry 2 litres. So with that in mind, imagine these are full. This Alton day pack has little pockets on the side, which I can disappear the bottles into, carry them. They're already readily available. I can have the person behind me grab one if I need it, and they're easy to get to. The reason I don't use a Camelback, now I'm not saying for you not to use a Camelback style water bladder, but the reason I don't is because I have a tendency to overdrink, and I'm just sipping on it, and before I know it I could get a stitch, or I've had too much. So I treat it simply as when I'm thirsty, and that's one of the things we say, drink to thirst, that I take the bottle out, have my drink, and then put it away as I need it. So I don't get dehydrated, but I don't overdrink as well. So we've got the water in our day pack. The next thing that you want to take in your day pack, I've got a snack pack, which is, if you saw my earlier video, this is one of the things that we send out to people. You might want to take your own snacks, you're more than welcome to, and you might want to keep snacks in your big pack, and then every day in the morning when you start, you'll move some of those snacks that you want for that particular day into your day pack. So again, only having the things that you need during the day and not having to get access to your big pack during the day when you're on the march. So I've got my snack pack, I'm putting that in my day pack. And then the other types of things that I have, I've got a poncho. This brand of this is Snug Pack, but you could have a raincoat, folds up pretty small. We don't advise trekking with a poncho or a raincoat on because you'll overheat. But what we do recommend is keeping it in your day pack, because there are times, especially up near Templeton's Crossing or Eura Creek, 1900 up near Myola there, for example, where it gets cold. And on the march, when we've stopped after doing some physical work, for your lunch, etc., you're going to get cold. So it's easy to pull that out and to put it on to keep you warm while you're having your break. As I said before, if it rains, well, you get wet, tough titty, you just get wet. And then you use this on a break to make sure that you don't get too cold and your body starts to cool down when we're having breaks, etc. So that goes in my day pack. The next thing I have is, you might have a head torch. I've got this lantern. We don't trek at night. If we trek at night, we're really pushing the boundaries there. We don't do that. But the reason I say to put your torch or your headlight or a lamp like I've got in your day pack is because if you get into camp and it's getting late in the afternoon and the porters are putting your tents up, etc., you don't have to rummage through your bag looking for that head torch. You know where it is. It's in your day pack. Very easy, very accessible to get to. So torch, lantern, etc., into the day pack. So the next thing I'm going to have a look at is some of your toiletries. Not all of your toiletries. Obviously, you probably don't need your toothbrush or a razor or etc. during the middle of the day, but some of the sorts of things that you might want to take during the day in your day pack. So what are the things that I take? So I've got some lip balm sunscreen. I've got sunscreen itself, of course. I've got some of this Lucas Pawpaw ointment, which is great if you get a nick on your finger or the side of your leg or something. You can put that on there. You can also, if you've got a rash or something like that, it's a good sort of universal tool to treat any little minor cuts and scratches on you. Of course, I've got Bushman's with the heavy duty with the 40% DEET, especially helpful when we're going through the swamp area in between the wall and Nunaroo. It's handy to have. The other things that you might want to take is you might have personal medications that you need to take at a certain point during the day. So if it's something that you don't need, of course, during the day, leave in your big pack. But if it's something that you want to have access to during the day, the other things you might want to carry is some strapping tape. If you think you're going to be prone to blisters, etc., they're also things that you might want to take. So I'm going to classify this as toiletry / medicines that you might need during the day. The other thing that you might want to put in there, which I highly recommend, is toilet paper or wet wipes, but I prefer toilet paper. We don't want to put plastics and things out there in the environment. And I'm going to do a little thing about toilet paper when I get to the packing of the big pack. So we'll just imagine that I've put some toilet paper in there. And obviously, for the ladies, you may be taking more toilet paper than the chaps. So that's a consideration. The next thing, of course, that you want something to eat out of, drink with and eat with. So I've bought like a spork that has like a utility tool with a bottle opener and a tin opener. Not that you use it on the track, you won't have to open tins, but this is a Gerber is the brand of it. You can buy it at camping stores or online. I don't think I think I might have paid $25 or something for it. It's titanium, it doesn't weigh anything, and it's very sturdy. And obviously that's something for you to be able to eat with when you're when you're having your lunch, etc. on the track during the day. I've also got, again from the same brand as the DAYPACK, I've got an Alton titanium mug. So this is if you want to have a hot drink along the track. We have plenty of stops. I mean, you can even just use this if you wanted to eat out of it as well. But you know, tea, coffee, Milo, etc. Hot drink, cup of soup, which we have in the snack packs for people. You might want to use that. The other thing that I bought from Alton Goods is I bought, this is my main, call it my plate and bowl. I can have my cereal in it. Again, they don't weigh anything. I don't know how many grams it is, but it doesn't weigh much at all. So this has got a handle on it. You could potentially just get away with just having this, really. But the reason I got two is because sometimes you like to have a drink while you've got your food. And this is enough to be able to put some rice, and we use on-track meals for our main meals, and you can pour some on top. You can also obviously eat your cereal in the morning and that sort of stuff out of it. Again, doesn't weigh much. Handles fold in, comes in a nice little carry case. And again, from Alton, a Queensland manufacturer, Australian manufacturer, which I highly recommend. So that's about it, guys. The only other thing I didn't put in there, which I can't because I'm using it to make this video, is your phone or / your camera. Most people take a phone these days, so that might be the other thing that you might want to put in there. And if that's the case on this particular day bag, as a DAYPACK, as I said earlier, has a lovely little pouch that I can carry on the front of me, where I can access it anytime I like. So the key takeaways, guys, you only carry stuff in your DAYPACK that you need during the day, and leave all the other stuff in the big pack until you get to camp at night. The second takeaway is less is best. We all have this idea we're going to buy our way out of walking. I get guilty of it sometimes as well, but you can't purchase things to help you put one foot in front of the other. Less is definitely best. It's going to pay off for you, because the lighter the load on the back, then the less struggle it is for you walking. And in conclusion, I guess the main thing is that you use things that work for you. You know, well and truly, before you get up here to Papua New Guinea, you should be out there walking, and you should be trying your gear on. Make sure it doesn't, have any niggles, cutting into you, chafing you, that sort of stuff. So get out there, use it, practice. Good little activity when you go on your walks. All right, that's enough of the DAYPACK, and our next video will be on boots and then the big pack. I'll see you on the track.